What is going on YouTube? This is Cap24 and today we're back with another video and we're going to go ahead and show you how to high point pass in Madden 19. Now before we get into this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us as we're going to be grinding Madden 19 content all year long. Hit that notification bell in order to make sure you never miss an upload. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and teach you a little bit about high point passing, and this video is going to be for all levels. So you're going to see that it's going to be for those that don't know how to high point pass. We're going to go over the controls, but also it's going to be for those that may not know a little bit about Madden 19 and how it works a little bit different this year. So we're going to start off for those that are watching this video wanting to know the basic controls of it. When you're on the Xbox controller, it's going to be the left bumper, in which you're going to hold that down and then you're going to aim the ball where you want and be able to throw it to a high ball. So in this instance, if we were going to throw it to the X receiver, what we would do is we basically would hold down the left bumper, press the X, and then throw it to the direction that we want, with putting the left analog, which is the left stick, at a upward position. So in this sense, you're going to see that this guy's going to come across. What you're going to do is you're going to throw it up here, and you're going to see that he's going to be able to catch that ball in a high point pass. Now, the reason why you want a high point pass are in a couple different areas, but for the most part, what it does is it gets your receiver up in the air, giving you the opportunity to shorten his route and be able to catch a pass in between two levels. The levels of the linebacker and right in front of the safeties. So what you want to do in order to do that is really attack with certain routes. In the middle of the field, we like to attack with posts. We like to go ahead and attack with seam routes. And we're going to show you a couple of examples as we go through this video. Now, the first example is going to be one we just showed you here. And what this is a post pattern. And you're going to notice that we're going to get over the level of the linebackers in front of the safeties. You'll see on this instant replay what it really does when you press that left bumper and the direction of where you want to throw it, which in this case can be about 2 o'clock. We're going to be able to throw it over the linebacker. So at this point, if we were to throw a normal pass, that linebacker could make a play on it. But because we throw it over his head, you can see that we actually shorten his route, get in front of that safety, and be able to throw it in that soft spot that's not normally going to be a catch unless you use the high point pass. Now look at this play here. We're going to go to the tight end on the right-hand side on a seam. What he's going to do is he's going to be able to get in front of that safety. We high point pass it to him. And what that does, again, it cuts off the angle of the ball before it gets to that strong safety over there. Watch again here how we get bumped out of the gates. But you can see on the seam route, because we're able to high point pass that, what we're doing is essentially changing the ability for him to not continue to go up the field. We're putting it in a spot only he can catch it, but also slows his route down in front of that strong safety and gives you basically an opportunity to throw him open. So that's what a lot of these play routes are going to do, as you see through this video, is really go ahead and knock that down. Now, when we get into the red zone, we're going to have a couple different ways we like to attack. The first one is the deep in route, or a dig route, that goes towards the back line of the end zone. You're going to see here we're going to go to the X receiver, and you're going to see when we go ahead and throw a high point pass, a lot of times if you're going to a high spec catch player like Julio Jones, he's going to be able to catch this, change his body to be able to stay in bounds and be able to get down. It's a nice benefit when it comes to the awareness of where you are. Now the next one I'm going to show you here is this X receiver. He's going to do a spot route. With the spot route, you're going to be able to use the fact that it's going to stop and be able to high point it. Now watch it here again. We're looking at the outside left receiver. He's going to about to stop. We go ahead, high point him. It's a really nice opportunity to get a red zone touchdown, especially if you can get the user to go to the right-hand side. Here we're going to slow it down on one angle. You're going to see that we're going to time it to where he goes up the field, and it's going to be kind of a natural ability to time this. And as soon as you be able to see how we throw it before he goes up, he's able to come down, and it's going to be a nice opportunity to get some red zone scores. Now, next one, look at this A receiver. It's a kind of a unique route. It's an outside release seam that I really like in the end zone. So what it does is basically gives you the opportunity to get behind the linebackers, but because you're high pointing it, you're going to be able to catch it prior to the back line for the touchdown. Now watch here on the replay. You're going to see that he's going to go outside release, get up the field, and you're going to see that linebacker's in his throwing, basically his his path, but because of the ability to throw it over his head, we're able to get the touchdown. Now, I'm backing this up for one reason here. And in last year, the high point bullet pass was kind of a glitchy thing that you can do in conjunction with the rack catch. That is no longer able to be done in Madden 19. I'm going to show you several different examples here. And the reason why is if you throw a high bullet pass, the ability to go ahead and rack catch it is no longer. It will not animate. Watch when I try to throw it to this X over and over again, and you're going to see that the guy just won't get his hands up until the ball actually hits the ground. That is something that is designed in Madden 19. Now, there is a way to go ahead and, if you feel like you've got an advantage over somebody, you can go ahead and do the aggressive catch. Now, you can see here I caught that ball. Before anybody gets too excited about, aggressive catch is going to be overpowered in this sense, I'm going to show you about 3 or 4 additional examples of how the player plays the man. The reason why is we told you before that the aggressive catch or the high point pass basically makes your players stop. So if you have an advantage of this guy, even if you go ahead and catch it, basically the cornerback has the opportunity of catching up. So it is something that if you have a taller receiver, you've got a high spec catch, you could definitely take a chance on it. It's a pretty, I would say, safe chance because those guys are kind of going for a 50-50 ball. But you can see I'm completing this once out of every maybe 8 passes. And, the risk reward is just not there for me, kind of throwing this. But you're going to see here how well that guy plays it. It's a really nice animation battle with mid-collision that happens also in Madden 19. That's going to kind of come out. So you can see I'm doing this over and over again. Watch how this guy plays it. This is Julio versus a much lesser cornerback. And even though they're trying to rack catch it, to high point and aggressive catch it, it's just not going to be something that you're going to be able to rely on in Madden 19. So I wanted to make sure you saw that it's not the the cure of being able to do rack catches this year. That high point pass doesn't work as much. Now, there is something I do want to show you, though, that if you do have a step on your player, you can use the high point pass to get your throwing power to be a little bit more great. Okay, this was something that was in last year's game as well. If you hit the left bumper and basically do a lob bomb, that's basically what I'm going to call it as a touch pass, you're actually going to be able to get more throwing power on it because you're throwing it more of a majestic rainbow throw. So if you can see on these plays that I feel like I got a one-on-one situation, I've got a step on him. If I'm able to go ahead and throw that touch pass, I am able to rack catch it at that point. Because what good is a throw that you're able to throw it over somebody and be able to catch it if you can't rack catch it for the touchdown? If they had to just do an aggressive catch here, then the player would be able to catch up. So as long as you're not bulleting the throw, you can do the high point pass with a lob and still be able to have that advantage. Now, what's really nice about this is this type of throw as well. If you've got a play like this where you're going to be beating the player to the inside, you're going to be able to use that lob pass over the top into the middle of the field and be able to basically out-throw the player. If you were to bullet this, your player would go ahead and do the aggressive catch because you can't rack catch it. So you can't bullet that pass if you're using the LB button in conjunction. If you just want to bullet it, you can. But a lot of times if you are going to bullet it and you don't do that extra throw with the LB button, what's going to end up happening for you is that you're going to end up seeing that you're not going to have enough, strength on your throw, especially early in Madden 19, depending on what mode you play. As you can see, we beat this player to the inside, and we've got all that space in the middle. And what we want to do is we want to out-throw everybody. So we're holding down the LB, and we're tapping the button, or basically pressing the button lightly in order to get that touch lob pass to the middle of the field for the one-play score. So just as a quick recap to this video, guys, just want to make sure you knew how to do the high point pass, especially because the low point pass has actually changed what they've done with the controls. The high point pass did not. I know there's going to be a little bit of confusion as people go into Madden 19 with that. Your left trigger is going to basically activate the low pass this year, where the left bumper is still going to be what you're going to use for the high pass. And again, making sure you knew the correlation between throwing a bullet pass and using the rack button as a catching mechanism. It's not going to work at Madden 19. The intention was to make sure that the aggressive catch and the high point pass went hand in hand. The only difference is, like we showed you in the video, if you want to use the high point pass in conjunction with a lob pass to get a little bit more strength on your arm, you can definitely do so and get the rack as well. I want to say thank you for everybody that has watched this video all the way to the end. We do appreciate your support. If you got something useful out of this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It does really help us grow our channel. If you're new to our channel and haven't seen one of the videos that are on your screen right now, go ahead and check it out for some great Madden content, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.